and welcome to the BioFit Fuzz podcast, episode 84, and our final podcast of 2025. What a fucking year it's been. How are we, team?
I didn't know it was our last one. Oh, that's really sad.
Oh, it's only the
Sh-
last one of the year.
Shannon, it's not. I was waiting for you to finish on that. I was like, he's saying the last one ever because that's news to me too. But Zachin is from our own podcast. But last one of the year, Shannon. It's all right. We'll be back in like 2 weeks.
Oh no, I'm not ready for that. That means it's Christmas.
Oh my days, my light is
Um,
like, holy shit. Apologies, team.
Oh my God.
Um, right, I know. I'm trying not to go towards the light. How are we? How's everything going?
Mate, it was fine until you put your beams on there. I'm like, fucking, wow.
Blinded Jews as well as myself.
Good. You need to be away, or we need to wrap this up in 40 minutes. So we're going to get straight to it. There's no kissing on this. The purpose of this podcast, we're going to round up 2025, lessons learned, wins, everything else in between. Well, to be fair, it was Gary who presented the idea. So, Gary, you can say if I've missed anything there, but is that the main topic?
Yeah, let's just talk about how the year's gone. Did we achieve what we set out to achieve? How did things go? What went wrong? What went well? What have we learned over the last year? What's the maddest thing about this fucking fitness? And just let's just talk about how the last year's gone, mate, because we've covered a hell of a lot on this podcast over the last 365 days.
Shannon, you want to go first?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. When I heard today's topic, I was like, oh, Gary, you picked Shannon when she's going through her depressive phase. This is not good.
But let's talk about that as well. Fucking, how are you? Right, I'll ask you some questions then to kind of get the ball rolling.
Damn it.
Compared to this point last year, what's changed for you? How different do you feel now to what you did last year or at the start of the
I was full of hopes and dreams at the start of the year.
year? What were those hopes and dreams?
You know, do a lot more running, maybe do a high rock solo. Um, but the cysts, they came
Yeah.
along halfway through the year and they ruined my buzz. So, but we'll say I got better at rowing and skiing because we've adapted my training now for that. So, fucking flying with them.
If you're flying with skiing, then you're probably doing something wrong.
No, I'm really good at it.
Oh, fucking
I
right
can
over the
breathe
head,
now.
right over
Yeah.
right over the
Go
tism brain.
Yeah, social cues aren't my strongest points.
Right, round it up. How's your year been, just in general?
I think 2025 has been, I'm going to say it, a shitty year, but there's still good in it. We helped loads of women. That was
Yeah.
great. You know, people got married and felt great. People had babies because they dropped a bit of weight and they got IVF. Just normal women feeling good. Milo's growling here in the background, so God only knows what's happening there. But yes, helped lots of people. Um, did a lot of therapy. Still doing that in 2026. Yeah. And I was a local celeb.
Oh shit, yeah. Do you want to talk about that? Because I don't think I've heard about it.
No,
Did you
we're
not
not
hear
talking
about
about it.
me?
We're moving on. We're moving on. You know what? I messaged Sharon last night with a topic, and yeah, to be fair, I think this week in particular, Sharon's having a bit of a rough week. I'll not go into the deeper end of that, but I think just Shannon's feeling like it's a tough moment. And I always say this
I
when people check in,
feel.
so like, is it a tough moment or is it a tough year? And I think right now Shannon's version of her year is a lot tougher because, and that's not to say that she's not going through tough shit because she is going through tough shit, but I didn't say this to Shannon at the time, but I think what you've said there is a point. Now, there's always I don't ever want to polish a turd, but I also think sometimes you need to look at like the benefits to this. So I remember a point where I had both my knees tendonitis. I had it for over a year and a half. Couldn't squat, couldn't run. It got to the point where even like doing a one arm row on a bench, I couldn't put my knee down. I got to the point where I had to ask my clients to lift weights from the ground back up because I actually couldn't do it from the pain that I was getting. Which, to be fair, when somebody you're trying to build a business, you're asking somebody to do the work that I kind of feel like you should do. But I remember my mom telling me at the time, she's like, this will make you better long term. If you stick with it, it will make you better. So, whilst you're not feeling it at the moment, Shannon, see when your clients in the future come into obstacles and obstructions, and you've touched on like what we've done for your program and adapting it and how you've overcome it, like this will also put you in good stead to speak to them because you know what, people are often great when they don't have challenges. See when you have challenges and you've put things in place, that's what makes you a better coach. It's when you what you deal with under pressure. So whilst it might feel like a tough year, do you know what, tough years is what make you a better coach long term. So see this time next year, this year will stand you in good stead and you'll be glad, do you know what, not glad it happened, but at the same time, you'll be a better coach for it happening.
Yeah.
Gary, how was your year?
How was your
Uh,
year, Gary? Let's move on from Shannon.
yeah, a bit of a fucking roller coaster. It's been a wild ride. I'll be completely transparent with you. I am ending the year feeling like I'm struggling a wee bit, but we'll come to that in a wee second. But when I started the year, obviously I was working three jobs, one of them being a different job to what I'm doing now. And I was coaching over, 100, maybe even 150 people in any one moment. I had no time for myself. I was going to become a dad, so I had to start kind of figuring my shit out. And it was very, very overwhelming. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I fell out of love with coaching. Kind of the first quarter of the year because it was just too much load to handle. I don't even feel like I was coaching at times. It was just essentially catching up with someone once a week, which is not how I like to do things. Rounding off the year, I am in a much better position in terms of coaching. I'm actually coaching people now. I've fallen back in love with coaching. I don't rue getting out of bed. I don't dread getting out of bed in the morning. And for that, I feel like it's been a very positive year. I became a dad, man. I know this is going to be a cop out answer, but that has definitely been the highlight of my year is becoming a dad. I didn't realize that I could honestly love a human being as much as I do with a wee man. So it's been amazing. It's with the wee man coming along as well. It's actually given me purpose. Because I think you guys, Kyle, you have been knee deep in this as well, mate. You get to a point when you're coaching and you're trying to build a business where it's just like Groundhog Day every day. You just get up, you work from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep, and you do it again the next day. You have no life. There's no social life. There's no purpose. As I was saying, you're going through the motions, and you almost kind of lose yourself in that motion or in the moment. And that's what happened with me at the start of the year. I would probably say for the first 6 months. I know I said for the first kind of quarter, but probably for the first 6 months until the wee man was born. And then that's when I really started to figure my shit out and I started to prioritize what was most important to me. I was up to my eyeballs in burnout, and I didn't know that at the time. It wasn't until somebody actually, I reached out for help because I needed help, and they kind of laid it all out for me and said, "You are fucking balls deep in burnout right now." But it was a dangerous kind of burnout. Functioning burnout essentially is you don't realize that you're actually burnt out until it's too late. Whereas now, yeah, I know I mentioned I'm struggling. I'm rounding the year off struggling, but that isn't me being burnt out. That's me trying to spin too many plates. But I'm more aware of that now, and that's something that I wasn't aware of at the start of the year. So my awareness is a lot more. My purpose is a lot more clearer, and what I want to do going into 2026 is a lot clearer as well, mate. So definitely a roller coaster. Ended it on a high, for sure.
Class, man. Love to see that. And then rocking it strong with the Scotland. Christmas jumper
Fucking
on as
I
well.
was
right,
thinking
man.
the whole way through this, that looks like the Scottish flag.
That's exactly what it is, and I've got my wee thistles on there. I don't know, that's just snowflakes, I guess, but yeah, rocking it, man. Final episode of the year. I've got to get the Christmas jumper in and the tree.
And a treat. What's the biggest learning lesson you had from 2025?
The biggest learning lesson, for me personally, is it's okay to not be okay. It is okay to struggle, like, and it's also okay to reach out and ask for help. It doesn't make you any less of a man. It doesn't make you any less of a human being. If you constantly run away from your problems, they're never going to get resolved, and you're probably just going to dig yourself a deeper hole.
Feel like we can clip that, and then that'll be. I don't even need what's it called, Opus Pro to clip that, mate. That's clippable by itself.
Yeah, I would say that's my biggest lesson, man. I'll find out how your year was, and then I want to come back, like circle back round to where I'm currently at when I'm struggling as well, because I think having spoke to a lot of people over the last couple of weeks, I think a lot of us are in quite a similar situation. So we'll circle back round to this if we have time at the end. But Kyle, do you want to talk us through your roller coaster of a year as well?
It's quite hard to summarize. I like in two ways. It's like Gary was like, let's make this 40 minutes and let's also summarize your entire year. And I'm like, fuck, you're asking me to do things I'm not capable of. But I'll try and be as concise. 23 was the best year of my life. 24 was a year that almost broke me. 2025, I had great ambitions. And to be fair, the way that I started the year and my viewpoints versus the end of the year, I wouldn't change it, but wow, it's been a rough year in terms of the stuff that has happened in between. And I think there's been a lot of soul searching, there's been a lot of humbleness, there's been genuine large shift in identity for me as well. And similar to what, like, I don't want to go on about how fucking tough a year and all the personal stuff that's going on, but like, I think you learn who you are as a person when there's so much pressure on. And I'll be honest, there's been times this year where I've really questioned it all. There's been a point that I've seriously considered just packing in everything, like not in terms of like doing myself in, that was 2024 story, but 2025 I've literally been at a point where I'm like, I'm just going to go and get a job, and fucking an easy job in Tesco or something, and clock in, clock out. No disrespect to anybody who works in Tesco, like I'm sure that's very difficult to look at the fucking people that go into Tesco and like you have to deal with. I'm one of them, but like, see, pet peeve number 9,000. See people that count out their change when it's Christmas time and the queues are massive. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like, stop that. Stop that now, please. Thank you. Anyway,
Can
not
I
pet
can I
peeves
just
episode.
quickly throw a pet peeve in there, just very very quickly, because that's just reminded me of one of the ones that I hate the most. See when so this is when I used to get the bus. See when some prick would be waiting at the bus stop for the whole entire time on the bus coming, 10, 15 minutes. Then they put their hand out for the bus, then the bus stops, and then they whip out their wallet to start counting their change. Fucking arseholes. Wankers.
Airports,
Inconsiderate.
mate. Airports, mate. See when you're standing in the queue, like there's time pressure to get on. What more so time pressure because you want the fucking airport pint, but you're kind of going right. We've got a queue in front of us, and then all of a sudden you wait till you get there, and it's like, oh, I'll start taking my belt off now, or maybe start looking at getting the laptop. What you doing? What are you doing? First time in an airport, is it? Fuck off. Like anyway.
Yes, back to how your year's
Um,
been.
I think to be like my goals at the start of the year, and I was outward with them, was that I wanted to get back into powerlifting and deadlift like 300 kilos. And from a business point of view, I wanted to grow a lot more, and there was financial goals attached to that. There was team goals attached to that. Like it's genuinely been a lot of positives in the year, but I think it's just been a very weird year in the sense that one point, like, sure, we've had AI and we've had Manjaro and all of the weight loss jabs and stuff. So, like, pivoted away biofitness instead of kind of tackling those issues. I kind of pivoted biofitness away from it a little bit more towards performance stuff, and that's a decision I probably shouldn't have made, because what we're really good at is, again, helping people fat loss and get people in shape. And it took me a while to realise that. And again, under pressure and making mistakes, I'll hold my hands up and say, you know what, wasn't the best idea I've ever had. As much as we deal with a lot of performance-based people, and that's outcomes that we deal with, it wasn't a great move to do that, and it affected everything. I joined a mentorship, which cost me more to pay for than I used to earn in the top job that I ever had. And that I thought that would have moved to the next level, and I was surrounded by a lot of people doing very, 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 very well, and realised the cost to doing that type of stuff wasn't really stuff that I wanted to do. So that was tough. Dealing with a wee guy who's currently coming in to saying hi.
Yes,
That's
special guest
Little
all.
appearance.
Finn.
He's got all his toys. So this is what my working day looks like. But a lot of that is the fact that, like, just genuinely sometimes can't do some of the things that a version of me 2 or 3 years ago would have done because of this wee guy, but I wouldn't change it. And I think that was a tough learning lesson. It took me a while to realise, but I'm actually at peace with it now. That also came into the powerlifting. I got to the competition, and it's funny who you surround yourself with, but in any regular gym that I go to, I'm probably, if not the strongest person there, one of the strongest people there. I'd probably be a little less humble about this. I'm probably the strongest person in most commercial gyms that you'll go to. When going to a powerlifting competition, the one I went to, I realised there was people there that were lifting my heaviest weight ever for like a warm up, and we're doing it for reps. I think at that point I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I can chase another 5 or 10 kilos, and I can train another couple of days a week. But the cost to that, I'm like, there's less time for everything else. I think I just very much had a lot of genuine soul searching going, things that I thought I wanted, I didn't actually want. And now, full circle, I'm at a point where I'm like, I've actually learned what it is to kind of look after what I want, what's important. Still struggle a lot of the time with the fact I do feel always that I should be doing more. But I think I'm in a much better place in terms of the learning lessons. Again, similar to what I was saying to Shannon, it's been a really tough year, but a year that I'm actually going, I'm kind of glad it happened, because going into 2026, I think I'll be armed a lot more with like ammunition that I can move things the way I actually want to move it, rather than chasing things I thought I wanted and then realised I didn't want them in the first place.
Yeah, you've given yourself permission to actually put the brakes on a wee bit, because, and like, we're all guilty of this. We all feel like we always need to be in a state of go go go, but actually allowing yourself to take a bit of a step back and reevaluate, because, man, like, I'm sure all the goals that we had set at the start of 2025, like, they've all changed as the years went on. But some people feel like when they change their goal, or if they might feel like they're not allowed to change their goal, but when they do, they feel like they've almost failed or let themselves down because they've not quite achieved the initial goal that they set out to do. But just giving yourself permission to actually put the brakes on, take a bit of a step back, look at it from the outside in, reevaluate, that's going to be enough to then propel you forward even further than kind of where you're already at, and potentially even plateauing, because you're just not giving yourself that headspace to do it. And I can relate to a fuck ton of what you just said there as well, Kyle, mate. Like, I mean, Freddie's what, 6 months now? We don't get to watch TV. We barely spend any time together. We try. We have an hour at night, but that then causes me to sleep in the mornings, because we're having to stay up to midnight just to get a wee half an hour, 45 minutes together. Um, so yeah, like, I don't play computer anymore. I barely get to. I'm not even, my guitar's now just a fucking dust collector. Um, but I'm okay with that. Like, I know it's not going to be forever. It's a short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. I One of the things that I promised at the start of this year for when Freddie was born was I was going to be a present father. I was going to be a present partner. I was going to be present for Bear, and that's one of the hardest job that I've ever had in my whole entire life. I know you can say, but it's not a job, blah blah blah. It's one of the hardest things that I've had to do in my whole entire life. But again, I would not change it for the world. As I say, I know my priorities now. I know where I want to be in life, and I know what I need to do to get there. I just need to do what you've done, Kyle, and give myself permission to take a bit of a step back, and accept things for what they are.
I would challenge the fact I don't think it's a step back or putting the brakes on. I don't think that terminology will help long term, because that always insinuates you're not moving forward. But what I would say on that is, what I think needs to be realised is, like, I have the pleasure of working with both of you, and both of you have seen and lived the ins and outs, the ups and downs, and everything else. And I said this to Shannon last night. I believe I said that. If I didn't say it, I meant to say it. But you're going through a rough time right now. But there's people out there who would happily be Shannon. There's people out there who actively aspire to be Shannon. There's people out there who actively aspire to be Gary. And like, again, try to be humble. There's people who actively would aspire to do something, want some of the things that I have in life. That's what makes you a coach, is because you have something or lived your life in a way that people want something of what you've got. Any good coach will have to have that, hence the reason you get clients, right? So I think a lot of the time for me, it's actually stepping back and going, life isn't something just about tick boxes and checking them off for the sake of checking them off. That's what I was guilty of. It's not necessarily a step back in terms of like, or a step even to the side. It's more so just going, what are the boxes I really want to tick here? Like for me, it was, I've had a lot of success doing this, and this. For instance, powerlifting. I wanted more success doing powerlifting because I'm like, there was a stage in my life where I'm like, I was training and getting stronger and I enjoyed that. But you know what? That's not the stage in my life right now. It's not to say that like I'm taking a step back. Right? It's just more of a case of that's not where I want to be right now, and that's not giving me the same fulfillment. It's the same with the growing the business and everything else. Do I still want to grow the business? Yes. Is me chasing absolutely absurd numbers going to bring me what I thought it used to bring me? Absolutely not. But do I want to see our coaching team get better? Do I want you guys to be better coaches? Do I want our better for our clients? Absolutely. That's for me the tick box that I want to check rather than just checking other things. So I think a lot of time it is just going, you need these moments in tough times. I definitely said this to Shannon last night. I say that as if me and Shannon had this massive conversation. There was like 5 text messages between us. But I was like, I think it was originally Will Smith who said this, but it was Tony Robbins. I seen the quote on Instagram. I think people's biggest problem is they think they shouldn't have problems. That's what the quote was. But I genuinely think if you don't have problems, then you're not doing something right in life. You're not challenging yourself. You're not actively aspiring to be better, because we all should have fucking problems, and problems what makes you better people. That's where the learning opportunity is. I'm just going to close that door because he's speaking about problems. He's moaning in the background or crying in the background. Yeah,
He's been very vocal about his problems, Kyle. He's just doing what you recommend everybody does. Just kind of
Can't believe
touching
I
on.
got Will Smith by Kyle.
I know, by the way. Jeez, just you wait
Will
till you get.
Smithed.
As long as you don't get physically Will Smith, you're all right. Um, Kyle, thank you very much for kind of rewording what I was actually meaning, because yeah, sometimes I just open my mouth and let my belly rumble, but I wasn't actually meaning taking a step back completely and just kind of stopping, moving forward and progressing. So yeah, Mr. Science guy with the words, he's now become Mr. Science and English guy.
it's all right. To be fair, Kira that we had on the podcast, sure, she chins me all the times about the words I use. She's like, I know you're saying this, but stop saying that. And I'm like, right, Kira, it's not what I meant. She went, no, but subconsciously it is what you meant. And I'm like, right, Kira. And then so it's one of those ones. Every word I'm saying, I'm probably analysing, going, is that a deep rooted thought that I actually have? And a lot of the time it is. It's just more so for you. I'm like, if you are talking about going into next year and wanting to be the present father, I don't also want you, even as a subconscious thinking that you being a present father means you putting the brakes on or stopping or whatever. It doesn't mean that. It just means a reviewing of things and moving forward in those directions.
Aye. It's kind of what I was meaning, kind of reevaluating what it is that we're actually kind of pushing forward to achieve. Shannon, has mine and Kyle's summary of the last year inspired anything for you to share?
Oh. um, I've just had a pooper of a year, but everyone has a pooper of a year.
But realistically, has it been a pooper of a year? What has gone well? What have you achieved over the last year? Let's talk about that.
Excuse me, Milo, I'm on the podcast.
Oh, Milo's airing his dirty laundry as well now.
Yeah, Milo is not impressed because I'm currently sitting on the single recliner and he wants to sit on me, which I'm not allowing. He has 2 couches. You have 2 couches.
Another
I
special
don't know if
guest.
you can hear him.
Milo's piping up because he knows you're full of shite. He's like, Shannon, what about all these good things that happened? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not letting you sit
We
there
got
and
to
talk
hang out
shite.
in bed all week.
Right,
When
let's
you were
talk about it.
sick? What are you talking about, gal? No, there has been some good. Like, I did High Rocks Malaga this year. I ran my first ever 10K. I ran my first ever 5K race. I returned to powerlifting. I turned 30 and I actually enjoyed the idea of being 30 because fuck your 20s. 20s were shit. I am now going to be a 30-year-old and live my best life. Um, I came off the pill, something I've been saying for years I was going to do. Um, I got my first period. I'm a woman now. Uh, for anyone that doesn't know, I have actually never had a period because I went on the pill at 12 years of age. So technically, I've had my first period at 30 years of age. I'm a woman.
Excellent.
Um, Me
Remind
and
me to put
Adam
that
went to
on
Arsenal.
Trainerize.
What?
I'll put it as a goal on Trainerize that you can tick off. Had my first period, 30 years old.
I didn't get to tick off anything on Trainerize this year. I had so many of those random goals, but I'm also like, meh, they're not fulfilling me anymore. I ran a sub 35k. Mr. Watson made me do it.
Good. Yes,
Yes.
Kyle.
I mean, I might be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. It's not like this is recorded and we can go back and check. But I'm pretty sure when Shannon said her goals for the year were to run a High Rocks, run more, and the fact that she's now said that she's done a High Rocks, she's ran her first ever 10k and hit a sub 35k. It sounds. It could be wrong here. It sounds like it's been a fairly successful year. Like I'm.
But we are powerlifting. But that's a funny story to tell now. I can laugh about that one.
Because it's not that
Shannon,
deep, is it?
No.
Shannon, there's so many people, and you know coaches that constantly put out, and sure, I share them every year in the group chat. I'm like, these coaches that you'll see that post all of their goals for the year, and at the end of the year, they've done sweet fuck all. The reason they do sweet fuck all is because you putting yourself in an environment that tests you is testing less. There's a very small percentage of people who are actually at the point where they're able to put themselves out there and do that. The very fact that you went on stage with all of the shit that's going on and done powerlifting, I mean, you can. The reason that people want to be Shannon or would like you inspire them is because you do shit like that. So don't take the credit away from yourself, you arsehole.
Well, I didn't technically powerlift it. I shrugged at 130 kg. And I stand by I'm the strongest for shrugs.
Shannon, Shannon,
He's going to have an
Shannon,
aneurysm.
Shannon,
Yes.
did you get disqualified for the competition?
No.
No, which means that you had successful lifts in the entire competition. Yes, am I right or wrong?
To an extent.
It's a yes or no question. Shannon, answer the question yes or no.
Yes.
Yes. Wind your neck in.
He's dadding me at the moment. First he Will Smith me, now he's being my dad. I don't know.
Because, Shannon, I'm going to be honest, you're being an arsehole.
And that's okay.
Yeah, you're being an arsehole. I've just had the 10-minute warning team, so
Oh no. The
sorry,
majority of this podcast was Kyle giving me shit there.
10 minutes is a long time to get another few things out there. Yeah, I think it's been a much better year for you than what you believe, Shannon. But I think your vision of how the last year has been is been clouded by how you're feeling at the minute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know that deep down myself.
Yeah. And
I'm
it's
in
hard.
a tunnel and I can't get out of it.
Yes. What does 2026 have in store for Kyle, Gary, and Shannon _ biofitness?
We'll start
Talk
with
me through
Kyle.
it. Actually, I'll fucking start. I'll fucking start. Big things are coming for biofitness in 2026.
Oh my god. I'm going to report you to HR right now.
For anybody that doesn't know what the fuck just happened there, Kyle sent a wee message into the chat. I won't repeat what it said. But yes,
He's going
big
to Will
things.
Smith me, as in the real Will Smith.
Yeah. Why are you saying smitten?
Will Smith.
Gary, we don't have enough time to go into this level. just move on. Just move on.
Okay, big things are coming in 2026 for biofitness. How do I know that? I know that because I am sitting talking to two absolutely fucking outstanding coaches. I genuinely feel an absolute honour to be to be called part of the coaching team. And I just know that everybody, because even though we have been through a lot, like personally, each of us this year, we are all going into 2026 in a much better position, as you mentioned, Kyle. We are all going into 2026 with a lot more education, a lot better understanding as to not only our own feelings, but how to speak about our own feelings, how to get that message across to clients, and how to dig a wee bit deeper with clients, and not even clients, just anybody in general. Like we are a unique thruple. Um, Notice how I pronounced the H there, Shannon. We're a unique throuple, and we always. The thing is, was as well, we are not scared to disagree with each other, and I think that's an absolute amazing like superpower because we don't just agree with each other for the sake of agreeing with each other. We are not scared to call each other out. We are not scared to disagree. We're not scared to have a fucking adult conversation about it, and that is what I think makes biofitness and like very very special. And I think that's going to we're going to thrive in 2026. I fucking know it.
Milo is still here trying to climb up one. I'm like, no.
Um, yes, mate. I loved the sentiment. I was just watching Shannon's sign language. I was wondering if she was talking to us and telling us to fuck off. She was talking to Milo. It was hard to tell, but I,
He's
I
literally
think
trying
just
to like
on
crawl up beside me. I'm like, no, get away.
I think just on that, like the reason that I put this in the group chat the other day is the reason most coaches don't make it is because they don't stay consistent. It's hard. It is a hard industry to be in, and like years like Shannon has had, it can put people off completely. But I think what excites me is the fact that like if you stay consistent past this period of time, what you've gained from that, you're going to be far better from. I know I started the podcast with that and that conversation, but genuinely for me, I'm like, considering I've been a coach 15 years and biofitness has been going 10, last year was probably the weirdest year I've had for biofitness in terms of just so many different obstacles and movements and doubts. And like, it's still been to date the best year in terms of like, I can't understate the actual impact and results that we've had for like clients. I know in 2024 we had people doing a group photo shoot and there was a marathon and there was all sorts of other things that gone on. But I mean, like in terms of just the sheer impact we've had on so many people this year as a team, it's been massive. And I'm actually, I'm going to hold my hands up and go, I've got a lot of things wrong this year. I think the stuff that in the business and doing things at times, like not that it's massively affected anybody, but I think I've just been going, that hasn't worked overly well. But now I'm actually going, I really do know what's going to work well, and I have excitement for where moving things again and building things again. I've not had that excitement for a wee bit of time. So I actually, and it's been there for a while, it's kind of under the surface. And I'm kind of like, I am genuinely looking forward to the let's get 2026 underway and not in the, oh, it's new year, new me type pish. It's more of a case of we built a good bit in the last couple of years. It didn't, there's a lot of things that didn't quite work, but I now know why it didn't work and what is going to work. And I'm ready to actually just accelerate that, which is good. Yeah,
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, and I think that's another superpower, and I've mentioned that twice now, that we have is we are not afraid to make mistakes. We try things and see if they don't work. We're not afraid to hold our hands up and say, right, didn't quite work. Let's try this. And we want nothing but the best for our clients. And that's something that uh, I'm speaking for personal experience here. That's something that is quite hard to come by in this industry. A lot of people get into the personal training and coaching because they see it as an easy way to make lots of money. Yes, obviously we need money to help us grow to then help you uh, use improve. But we want nothing but the best for you, and that's something that all three of us can hold our head high and say, and absolutely mean 100%.
Class. Quick fire, 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes to go. what's one thing that you want to leave behind in 2025? I'll go first to give you a wee second to think. See videos of PTs with the plates, fucking leave that behind. Like, I don't want to see another. You know, in 2023, it was the one with everybody doing ice baths and the Lumi ice baths in the back garden and all that, and that was big. And you've not seen an ice bath since. See all of the coaches doing the calorie swaps with this is 200 calories of chicken, this is 200 calories of ice cream. Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to follow that on with coaches literally just watching another coach's video of a recipe and making it. Like, what the fuck up? Fuck up.
I'm going to try this so you don't have to.
Mate, what the fuck? Fucking get a grip. Actually coach people. Like, go fuck yourself and your fucking air
Grow up.
fryer.
Fucking grow up. Yeah,
Grow
actually,
up.
air fryer.
Sit down.
Right, Shannon, what's yours?
ChatGPT posts. It's very obvious, lad, that you're using ChatGPT. Very obvious. Like, use a bit of originality, please.
Yeah.
No.
Now, once you see a ChatGPT post, you can spot them a mile off.
Hmm
Oh, I don't feel
That
I've got
goes
enough
to
to sum
all
this up.
businesses, by the way, not
Yeah.
just fitness. I'm sick of seeing a beautician being like, "Want the perfect brows?" Dash. I'm like, oh, fuck me.
Another thing that I
Yeah.
would like. Sorry, on you go, Kyle.
No, you go.
We've got a minute 45, so another thing that I would like to leave in 2025 is feeling ashamed to put yourself first. Feeling ashamed to start your own journey for the better of your own health. A lot of people have a fear of being judged, especially when it comes to being in the gym and stuff like that as well. Leave that feeling of ashamedness, I guess. Back in 2025, going to 2026, fucking holding your head high, not giving a flying fuck about what anybody else thinks about you, because realistically, nobody gives a fuck about you. They might have an opinion on you. They don't really care. You're doing this for you, and you need to remember your why as to why you're doing it for you. It's not just for your health in the current moment. It's for your longevity. It's for your future self. And not only you're going to get that better version of yourself, but so is all your nearest and dearest as well.
Class. We've got less than a minute. I think it's about 40 seconds. So
Right, where can they
I'm
find you?
going to say, no, fuck that. You can. If at this point they know where to find us. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great one. It is a cardinal sin to track your food on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. So remember that.
Remember
New
that.
Year's Eve and New Year's Day too, by the way.
Thank you all for the support this year. See you all next year. Yeah, love you all.
Bye.